Fan Talk Friday, y'all. What's going on, Raider Nation? Hey, got Myra G in the building, the Ultimate Raider Fan32, and my boy, Nation's Most Hated in the building. Oh, this is going to be a good one. Let's get it. Nation, welcome to Protect the Shield podcast, where my opinion might not always be popular, but it'll always be authentic. Happy Friday to y'all, family. Just hope everyone had a productive week. But as usual, I want to thank you guys for spending a little bit of your Friday with me. I got a good panel tonight, man. Got a good panel. First up, straight out of Oaktown, Myra G. What's up, sister?
What's up, Chris? What's up,
How
fam?
you doing? You doing
Good.
all right?
Happy Friday. Cheers.
Happy Friday. Shout out. Next up, we got my boy straight from Texas. He's been on a couple times. The Ultimate Raider Fan32, aka Terrence. What's up, King?
What's going on, Raider Nation? Cheers up to
too.
everybody.
See you
Absolutely.
poured up. What you drinking over there, man?
I'm actually drinking my favorite drink of all times, an old fashioned.
Oh, look at you, man. Look at you. You're too smooth, man. Too smooth.
Yes, sir.
then finally, straight out of Cali, so my boy, Nation Most Hated. Johnny, what's happening?
Hey, what's up, Chris? Thanks for having me on the show, bro. What's up, man?
Hey, man, you already know, man. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you coming on, man. So, I got a great. I respect each and every one of you guys. In fact, before we really get started, we want to talk some Raider stuff, but I want to talk about you guys for a second. Myra, starting with you, just kind of want to know, how'd you become a Raider fan, and just tell us a little bit about that tailgate crew that you got. I seen y'all in action before, and I know how y'all like to party. So tell me about that.
That's right. First and foremost, shout out to crew. Yee. I was born into it, right? Dad immigrated from the Philippines, and he had a choice between the Niners and Raiders. He said, it's Raiders all day. So I grew up on the Alameda Naval Base, and then we moved out to Oakland when he went back to duty. So always been a Raider fan. I'm going to show my age, but my mom was pregnant with me during the Sea of Hands game. So I think she says that's why I'm a big Raider fan too. So yeah, I'm like everybody else in a toxic relationship with the Raiders. They left me twice, but I still keep coming back for more.
Man, we can't get
still
away.
Putting my money, still buying the merch, still going to the games. Yeah, I don't. It's just toxic. It's hella toxic, but I'm still
hella toxic. That is, man. It's like, why do we keep coming back, man? For sure. Terrence, man, same for you, man. Kind of, I know you've been on the show before, man, but how'd you become a fan, and also talk a little bit about your YouTube, like the vision of your YouTube channel. I know we talked about it quite some time, but talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, I've been playing football since a little kid, 5, 6 years old. Found Marcus Allen at 7. Been a Raider fan ever since. Diehard, one of the biggest diehard fans you'll ever meet. Haven't missed a home game in a new stadium yet, and I'm planning to keep that streak alive this year. That absolutely also includes preseason games. So see y'all on the 13th, I believe, in August when we deal with those 49ers. But yeah, I created a channel, a YouTube channel, The Ultimate Raider Fan32, specifically in mind to generate money to purchase tickets for less fortunate Raider fans. If you've been to our stadium, particularly when we play any team that travels well, they actually bring it. I mean, not only to the stadium, but to the city. And I'm tired of seeing other teams, filling our stadium up. So I'm doing my part whatever I can to get more Raider butts in the seat. So that's what my channel is 100% about. Any dime of revenue that I can create from that is going to be pushed right to tickets to less fortunate Raider fans moving forward. So,
yeah, that's fire, man. That's fire. It is kind of disheartening when you go to that stadium, man, seeing all them other colors up in there. So
it's
that's
insane. It's insane.
crazy.
I can't take it
anymore. My man Johnny, man. So same for you, man. Tell us a little bit about your story, how you became a Raider fan, and also kind of talk about your, how'd you get your social media presence to what it is, man. You're killing the game right now, man. I love everything that you do, man. But kind of talk about that, man.
Yeah, there's a few ways I became a Raider fan. When I first really started watching football in 2002, the first game I saw was against Denver. And that's when Woodson took that fumble back all the way back. And then we had a Super Bowl run. So I was watching ever since then as a kid. And that was just all we saw as a kid, was that good time when we actually paid attention to football, me and my friends. And another thing, I wasn't into video games too much, but my cousin, I was at his house and I had nothing to do. And I was like, and he wasn't there. So I was like, oh shit. So I got to play that game. I got to go get on the Xbox or whatever and play this game I never played. Okay, I know my mom's side, a bunch of Niner fans. My dad's side is Raider fans. But I was just like, okay, I'm going to play this game right now. I'm going to pick a team. Oh, I know the Niners. There was some Niners. I'm just like, no, I know that other team. I want to be that other team. Fuck that. I'm going to pick the Raiders. I like the Raiders. You start reading about the Raiders and the way Al Davis wanted to build the team super fast and all that stuff, wanted to dominate, bring pressure, all these kind of things, all while having the nice colors. You just read about them more and the way they win, John Madden, all that stuff, all that good stuff. And as far as the page, I mean, I like all the Raider pages. So back in the day, I'd see posts on social media and stuff like that. And I was like, I wish I knew how to do that. I wish I could put my energy out there, my opinion, my humor, whatever. You see memes and stuff, making fun of stuff. It's funny, it's cool, and there's a lot of different stuff out there. So being young, just watching a bunch of highlights like Kobe and stuff like that, you always wanted to put your own together, like your own kind of art, just to depict it in such a great way, the way you like it. That's what I do with my page. And it's just really just a bunch of different things. Like, I don't care to make memes like crazy or bring highlight videos, all that stuff. It's all fun. It's just stuff I'd want to put out there because I know I'd want to see it. So the Raider Nation deserves the best. We're all creative people. Everybody, they all got a character to them. So it's good to have that. We're different. So cheers to the Raider Nation.
Oh, that's fire. That's fire. That's what's up, man.
Cheers.
Yeah, I love how everybody got, they got their own story, man. So that's, that's definitely fire. But, so we're, we definitely got some topics to talk about. And, before we go on that, man, shout out to everybody that's in the chat, man. The chat is popping already. Got my man Rick in the building. Laser Creative in the house. He's the one that actually made my sign right here, man. Check him out, man. He does laser engraving. Stuff is fire, man. And actually he made me a tumbler. I don't have it right now, but yeah, man, definitely check out Laser Creative, man, for different stuff that you guys may want, man. He's fire with it. Fire. Got Queen V in the building. Got it. It's a Dog's Life in the building. Got some East Oakland love in the building. East Oakland. There we go. Nothing But Raiders podcast. What's up? Salute to you. Miss Sutton, salute to you. Thank you for being here. My man Leo. That's one of my boys from the Nothing But Raiders podcast that I'm on Tuesday. That's my guy, man. That's my boy right there.
Leo.
OJ Raider. What's up, man? Salute to you. What's up, man? I got the Raider process. What's going on, y'all? Big Daddy in the building. So we got trouble, y'all. We got trouble. He's in the building too. Got trouble. But
geez.
Oh yeah, that's an OG, man. That's my guy. But yeah, so let's get started. So, there's a couple things I definitely want to talk about today. But one thing I kind of want to bring up, because we keep hearing about it, and shout out to you, Johnny. But so the whole narrative of us being the Patriots of the West, we keep hearing that. We hear about it so much, just nonstop. And my man Johnny, he made, and I didn't even realize it, because you just keep hearing about all the Patriots we have on the team. But he made a fire meme that really got me thinking, and I didn't really even realize it. So it's basically saying, really, there's only two Patriots that we got that were starters from the Patriots. That was directly from the Patriots, and that's Jakob Johnson and Jacoby Myers. And I didn't even realize that, but it's like, okay, we have a lot of Patriots that are, depth pieces on the bench, but literally only two starting Patriots that came directly from the Patriots. I mean, to me, that's, I don't know, man. Like, I was surprised when I really saw that. But what you guys thought about that? So let me start with you, Johnny, since you made it, man. So, I didn't even realize that, man, but that really shed some light on me.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of happened because, that when I changed the Saints logo, kind of mixed it with the Raider logo because they got Carr. I did that as a joke. A lot of like random other fans are starting to talk shit, including Charger fans, saying that we want to be Chargers or something about us. And usually it's just Raider fans that would say, "Oh, we're Patriots West," but to hear that from like other fans and stuff like that, I just like, shut the hell up, It's different when it comes from the different fan base. So I looked it up. I was like looking at all these guys, and I'm just like, wait a minute. First off, it's already overblown. People are just gonna say that because they hate McDaniels, but when you go look into it, usually like a bunch of reserve guys and stuff, but there's just a reach because that guy has been somewhere else. It's funny to hear that they've been somewhere else, so it's not that direct to begin with. So there's only 5 total starters. You add Jimmy G and Chandler Jones and someone else I can't think of right now, but they're all listed for the most part. But it's not like they have a takeover on every important position, stuff like that. It's just overblown.
It's crazy.
But it's cool. It's still funny to make fun of. That's for sure.
It is funny, man. Yeah. It is funny. It is funny. Because the crazy thing is, I mean, like Jimmy played most of his career at San Fran. So it's like, how you just going to just throw him into Patriots, category. I'm like, man, you guys are wild, man. You guys are wild. And it's like, if you guys hate people that come from other teams, literally our owner came from the Chargers. So when does it stop? When, where's the dotted line, man? So that's crazy. Terrence, what do you think, man?
Yeah, it's for me, man, this is where when you have that old adage age thing, when you get older, you tend to kind of comprehend really what's going on. And the reality is, OJ Raider just said it. It's a copycat league, and it's baffling to me that we've been dysfunctional for 2 decades, and people want to still kind of follow the same mantra of the last 2 decades of straight losing. I have no problem being called the New England Raiders. I think it's great. If we can mimic what they've done, I'm more than happy. I'm ecstatic, actually. It makes no sense to berate the Patriots when they are by far the example of the NFL for the last decade, hands down. Like, I don't know if we'll ever get that again in the NFL. And to try to mimic that makes more than enough sense to me. And any fan that is foolish enough to say that, hey, we don't want to be like the Patriots, it's exactly what I just said. It's foolish. We are here to win championships. We want these rings on our fingers. We want to be able to run around and say that we are winners. We are always in it, year in and year out. And that's what the Patriots did for a decade. And the fact that we have the head of that, in my opinion, which is Ziegler, and I get it, we got a lot of people that are divided when it comes to this whole regime, right? New front office. And I'll be the first to say I'm not a fan of McDaniels either from that respect. his past is his problem. You know what I mean? It's like fellas for women, right? We look at their past. It's just the reality of life, and that's his problem. His problem is his past. But he can get away from that by winning.
Yeah,
Plain and
winning.
simple.
Yeah, winning cures all. Winning cures all.
So I'm all about being the New England Raiders. If you want, I'm all for it.
Right. Man, shout out to the Nothing But Raider podcast. My boy Spotlight. He's the person that actually runs that Nothing But Raiders podcast, man. So definitely check us out, man, over there as well at that show for sure. So Myra, what do you think? I know. I mean, you from Oakland, so I already know y'all little rough, man. Y'all, I want to hear your take.
I mean, I agree with both the fellas. It's hella funny to me too, but that they make all these memes and call us that. But hey, at this point, like, no shade. If we need to deflate balls and cheat, or our coach needs to wear hoodies,
hey, do what you got to do.
The last 30 years ain't been fucking working. So at this point, I'll take whatever. I mean, if we need to model some type of, system or whatever, hey, let's do it. I mean,
Right.
Of course, we're going to be the butt of everybody's jokes and everybody's memes, but I just want to start fucking winning. And if we need to, be like the Cheatriots, so be it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's at the end of the day, I mean, that's what we want. We just want to win some games, man. And
win.
And the thing is, Al Davis, that's all he talks about. Just win, baby.
Right.
I mean, literally. So I mean, he didn't care how we did it. He would get ex-convicts. Them dudes be
100%.
smoking on the side. They be smoking cigarettes on the side. He didn't care. He didn't care if they partied the night before. Just win the damn game.
Yeah.
And so that's why I don't understand why all of a sudden we're just like, oh, we want to win, but only do it this way, only with people who's never been a Patriot before.
It's the young people. I'm just telling you, it's the harsh reality is it's the young fan base that we have that really don't have a true understanding of Raider Nation.
That part.
We got such history that people just have no.
I won't even say
idea.
that though, man. It's some of the old school fans too, though.
Yeah.
Honestly.
No, I agree. I mean, it's
yeah.
After what we've gone through, this is to be expected, in my opinion. I mean, it's no coinkydink that we were literally 50-50 down the line when it comes to Carr or any of the controversies that we've been having to deal with over the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's just to be expected, particularly when you are a franchise that is known for winning in the past.
Right.
So it's par for the course.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and again, we all love our Raiders, man. As OJ Raider said, man. Last time we checked, the Raider way has been mediocre at best. So at the end of the day, it's like, what are we so scared to go away from? It's not like we were, champs for so long and we're just, blowing it up and all that, man. So it's like, come on, man. So I don't know. Kind of crazy. But so even going into that a little bit deeper. So one of my questions is, why do you guys think that the fans, and actually we'll listen to the chat as well, but why do you guys think that McDaniels doesn't get the same patience that Gruden got? Is it because he was strictly an expatriate, or what's the reason for that? Because at the end of the day, Gruden came in, he blew the thing up. He wanted to bring in his type of guys, and he had a terrible first season, but we never heard all of this stuff. So what do you guys think's the difference? What about you, Johnny?
I think kind of a few things, man. Like, to almost be winning games and then screwing that up, I feel like you got their hopes really high, and then they just get really mad at you over it. Because we've been a mess for a long time. And if you want to start using the Patriot way, I mean, of course, like I said, why wouldn't you want to apply something from the best there is, a thing or two at least? Because you still, whatever you're doing Patriot way, you're still doing Raider stuff. You're still getting speed. I'm really glad they're actually getting speed out there. And they added a bunch of speed at receiver. They drafted Ja'Cory Bennett and Trey Tucker. It's all speed right there. And then the Raider thing to do is have the best wide receiver, go out and get the best player, and just get them in Devontae Adams. So it's still there. And I just think there's no one to blame. They just go and blame McDaniels really quick. They've been blaming Carr for so long. They want something new to blame. But I think McDaniels get a quick shot at that. But it's just easier to not like him more because he was on the Patriots as well. So I think that triggers a lot of people too. They got a lot of beef over the Tuck rule, which I understand. It's a BS. I hated the Patriots the whole time too, but they made a comeback against New Orleans. Like, they're no joke. They can play, whatever they're doing works. And even if they did cheat, they still won. But we can get it together. I don't think McDaniels is that bad. I think when we first got McDaniels is what I thought. I thought the worst case scenario is like it could all be shit, but the offense is going to move all the time. The offense is going to be good. They're going to score points at least. You know, they're going to score more points in those games that we used to lose that are close ones. They'll end up scoring more points. So I guess you just need the system to work.
Yeah, true.
Everybody get used to the system.
Right. I mean, cause even looking at the offense, I mean, our offense scored more points than the season before, and our defense actually gave up a few less points than the season before. So it's like, granted, we didn't get the outcome that we wanted, man, but let's not act like, you know, Gruden was, you know, some mastermind that, you know, we're just missing out on, you know, at the end of the day. What about you, Terrence?
You know, I'm going to give our fans some credit when it comes to this particular scenario and situation. This boils down to inexperience. I mean, point blank, right? This guy's still finding his way. And I think that's a lot of the problem that people do have with McDaniels. They see the failures in the past. They see, you know, him mimicking, you know, the god of coaches right now, which is Belichick, right? They've seen all of those things not go well. And they don't see him being somebody that can, right, come out of that shell, if you will, be a head coach, right? And again, I can't blame them. I've already divulged my truth with stating that, you know, I'm not a huge fan of him myself. And it's because of these particular issues, the inexperience and the reality of the fact that he still doesn't know who he is as a head coach. And sometimes people never become a head coach. And that's just the harsh reality of football. The one that brings to mind is Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips may be by far the best defensive mind that we've ever seen in football. And you'll never know this
because he can't head coach.
He's failed too many times trying to be the head coach and being put in a position that he doesn't thrive. And this very well may be the issue that we run into with McDaniels. McDaniels thrives as an offensive coordinator. Anyone that wants to debate that, you're an idiot. I'm sorry. I'm just going to flat out say it. You don't dominate the league for a decade without having some kind of offensive mind, period. But that's our problem. He's not our offensive coordinator 100% full time, right? And this is the thing. They've, you know, even he has had the scapegoat this year or the last year, right, of whoever that person was on paper. We know that it should be McDaniels, whether he's the one calling the shots on the sideline, right? However that works. He's the guy that really should be running the offense and not looking at it holistically from a head coach perspective. And that's the problem. And until he can shake that stigma, right? Until he can get through that, really truly have players that, you know, absolutely stand up for him, behind him. You know, I love that Adams is trying to do that for him. You know, I love Devontae Adams. He's one of those dudes. He's by, like, we see what he's doing as a player, but as a teammate, you love him way more.
Fire. Yeah.
You love him way more because he's the company guy. See, the thing is, people don't understand what it takes to get to these levels to actually win. He's a company dude, man. He's not going to throw anybody under the bus that doesn't deserve it. And when he does, it'll be in a way that makes sense. Just like you've said, you know, none of us really understood that whole scenario of, you know, why he came out and said what he said until now we find out Jimmy G's foot's messed up. Now, everything that he had to say about that and what leaked, right, makes sense. And that's what I mean by, him getting, meaning McDaniels getting those type of players, but not only that, just players in general, if that's the direction he's going. But that's the problem. McDaniels is still super inexperienced. We don't know where he's going with this, and we don't know what type of coach he's really truly going to be in the long run. So again, I give our fans credit from that respect. This guy's got a lot to prove. He's got a lot to prove. He's got a lot to come out of the other side, if you will, when it comes to really, gaining the fans' respect and becoming the head coach that he needs to be in order for us to win. And it's not guaranteed that that's going to come out. It's not going to be, it's not. I could easily see McDaniels being out, but the head of the whole thing, meaning Ziegler, still being here for years to come. Ziegler is who I was in love with, always have been. That was the head, if you will. Don't get me wrong, Belichick had a lot to do with the picks, right, and so forth. But the truth of the matter is Ziegler was that dude. He was running around finding these guys, going to these, pro days, et cetera, and so forth. That's the real thing that I'm ecstatic for. McDaniels.
All right, let's play. I'm play devil's advocate though.
Yeah,
so with Ziegler. So if he did, some of the drafting at the Patriots, because I know he wasn't the main guy making all the decisions, but
right.
Did they really draft well in New England? If you really think about it. Now what I think that they do well is developing their players. But I mean, if you think about it, do they really draft like super? I don't know. I'm asking.
Well, I would say they do, and I think what you see as to the answer as to how they do it is as it's next man up. They don't have a problem always being in the playoffs. They don't have a problem always. Look, there's never been a game the Patriots have not been in, and that's not by coincidence. That is by having the right people in place, regardless of if your starter is playing or not. They are always in the game.
Yeah, they have depth.
And that's the thing. They know how to build a roster, and I'll be honest, that is probably more Belichick, even more so than it is Ziegler. But that's where Ziegler comes from. Our guy said it. OJ Raider said it. It's a copycat league, my dude. We have to learn from other people that are successful in order to be successful.
Al used to do that. I mean,
Yeah,
Al Davis, like literally, I mean, Al used to hire other coaches with no intentions of hiring them. He just wanted to pick their brain for a few hours.
Exactly, for the knowledge.
Yeah.
And again, it's so funny you say that because that's one of the beautiful things about, bro, I hated Al for a long time, but let me tell y'all, Al was the dude. Al is the epitome of Raider Nation. I mean, I'll never, ever, forget the guy. I love him to death, even though I hated his ass for those last week. Exactly. I hated him with passion, and it hurt me to my heart. But yes, please believe Al did what he needed to do to get us those 3 we got.
Myra, what's your thoughts?
I don't think that Gruden, I mean, you're trying to say that Gruden gets a pass and McDaniels doesn't. Gruden didn't. I mean, 2.0 Gruden anyway, because I remember being hella frustrated with his conservative play calling and was about to just tell it was time for him to dip at that point. So I think everything worked out. But as far as McDaniel, I think the source of Raider Nation's frustration is that, well, first of all, when he was a head coach in Denver, he ran out hella players and then brought in Tebow. So, I mean, that tells you a lot as head coach. So when we got him, I was like, oh, is it going to be McDaniels 2.0? But then he showed his ass, right? Like, I'm still pissed about why would you not go for a tying field goal on the road in Kansas City on primetime? and go for the 2-point. It just, I mean, that kind of shit. You know what I mean?
That was a tough. I honestly, I understood, but I get why people are mad though.
Right, because I mean, he took a playoff team and just did that type of shit, and all those leads that we blew. Who is that on? I mean, yeah, that's on the defense, but that's ultimately on the head coach.
On that.
Well, I mean, so I mean, when you say that, we're not giving this regime a chance. I agree with Terrence. Like, I'm all in with Ziegler, but McDaniels is still hella sus. He's got a lot to show. He's got a lot to prove.
Yes.
Talk your talk. Talk your Oakland talk.
The big factor too is, I mean, if for some God forbid reason he runs Jacobs off, then what is Raider Nation going to say then after a losing season?
Well, apparently half the Raider Nation will be happy because apparently it's you can just get a running back a dime a dozen at the local corner store. Apparently. Goodness gracious, that gets on my nerves.
Big topic. That's a big topic. Let's
get into it. Let's get into it. I try to beat around the bush a little bit, man. Let's get into it, man.
Right.
That damn people are losing their mind about this thing. And I know me and you, parents, we definitely disagree on this.
I agree.
We definitely disagree on that. Me personally.
I agree.
And the whole Jacobs thing, man. At the end of the day, I get it. I don't want to pay him nothing crazy, but the way our team is built, we need a dog like that. He's in his prime, 25 years old, want to be a Raider, homegrown, all pro, stays. People try to act like he's not durable, but he is. And he's a dog, and he's a leader in the locker room to the point where the other leaders are like, hey, hold on, man. Why isn't he a captain? We're making him a captain. That's what we're doing. I mean, by his peers. But why does everyone think that he's so replaceable? Everyone's like, oh, well, Dalvin Cook is out there and all. Dog, Dalvin Cook, now he gets injured. But I don't get it, man. So I'll start off with you because I know you're gonna push back. So what man?
Yeah. Look. So y'all see this picture right there? That picture right there is me. That's me in college, in junior college in San Diego. I'm a running back.
Did you have a Jerry curl back then?
I did not have a Jerry.
You seem like you have a Jerry curl, man.
Hey, look, it paid for my education. It's why I'm where I am today, being a running back. And I can be the first to tell you that it pains me. It pains me to say we are more so a dime a dozen this year, or this day and age in this new NFL world. It's just the facts. I remember when we were coveted. I mean, come on, let's be real. I chose my position partly because of a running back market.
That's where the dogs played back in the day. Exactly. That's where the dogs play. If you was a dog, you was a running back.
Look,
I was a running back before I got fat.
Put this quick caveat in there. My youngest son is playing flag now, and guess what I'm pushing him towards? Cornerback.
You can't have him be running back.
Cornerback, wide receiver, that's where that cash is at.
Right.
But when I was coming up, it was running back. That was just what it was, and the reality is today is you can get away with running back by committee. Again, and this is where if you need any other franchise to show you, it's the one that we're getting the people we have from. Meaning our office, which is the Patriots.
I love that you're saying this.
Are running back by committee for the last decade. Now, go ahead. There's nobody that you can't even really name one running back until you realize that they're traded and then they do well wherever they go, whether it's a year, 3 years, or whatever. But they always find running backs in the draft. You asked that question. Did they really draft well at the running back position? They were probably the best in the league. The wide receiver position was where they constantly failed. But at running back, the Patriots got somebody on deck. You can be hurt by 3 people.
But they always spend the most money on the running back. But they their running back room is always the most expensive.
The most expensive, right? No, I agree, but it's not top heavy. That's the reality. That's the truth, because they've created the competition to where they understand, bro, we can ship you out. Somebody's going to pay for you. Yeah, sure. You want top dollar? Go ahead and get it. We'll give you that.
But the
Go get it.
we got the production don't match though.
Well, it does when it comes to what they need for their system, and that's the key. The key is we don't technically really need an every down back. I mean, I know people are going to probably talk to me like I'm crazy, look at me like I'm crazy. Exactly. But the truth is, we don't need an every down back. We need people for situations. Our receiving core might be the best in the league. I'm saying it. Yep. I put it out there. Y'all got all my information. Yep. You can, just gut me when the season happens.
We're Raider fans, so we ain't gonna fight.
Exactly. But what I'm telling y'all right now is we may very well have the best receiving core in the NFL. I'm just telling you. All right, that's what it's going to take to win.
All right. But before I get started, Johnny, what you think? I go on for days.
I like what he said. Don't forget about the tight ends. All that speed, like DeAndre Carter, Philip Dorsett, and Tucker. Those are three guys. And I was like, oh, we don't have speed. Then we got those three guys. So I know they might be doing something smart. Okay, so you gotta put in your mind the worst thing that can happen and the best thing that can happen, and you're used to the worst thing all the time. We're always doing something crazy because I want to keep Jacobs. I mean, I'd be happy with that, but.
Me too, for the record. I don't mean to cut you off, but I want to keep Jacobs too. Let's not get it twisted. I just want to make sure that the fans know I want to keep him too. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I wanted to make sure I put that out there because I'm looking like I'm crazy.
There's a lot we want to say. A lot just stuff just comes to your head too. But with that, I was looking at some stats. Compare the rushing attack this year to 2016. They only had like 150 extra more yards rushing in 2016. That was with Latavius Murray and Rashard and DeAndre Washington. Our offense didn't have anything else but Jacobs running the ball. You want to know who number 2 was? Derek Carr. Derek Carr is your second leading rusher. That's not good. Like Derek Carr, man. So it's like nothing else worked. I feel like the offense was just ran through Adams and Jacobs, and McDaniels took those two guys and made the offense be kind of formidable, because at the same time, what happened? I mean, when was the last time you seen John Gruden's team play really good? We won some games. We were 3-0 at one point, but how big were the wins? Did we show signs of dominance like we did versus the Chiefs? Remember that Chiefs game? Like they're I never seen the Raiders look so good ever in all phases for a little bit like that. And it's like, if that's what you can bring, do it. But like I said, if you're gonna get rid of him for money, get rid of Jacobs for money, then you should have got rid of Renfro too, because okay, you want to do all this shit just for 10 million, you might as well take all the millions at the same time if you're serious. Because what if it's like something stupid? They take all that money and spend it on Marcus Peters, just Marcus Peters or something like that. It's not a fair deal. You might as well get all the money if you're going to do it.
That's what I'm saying right there. So that's what I agree. I get it. People don't want to just give one player this money, but most people who are thinking about either keeping them or not keeping them, we have a difference of like $2 million difference. Like someone's going to say, hey, I'll give them 12 million, but oh no, I'm not giving them 14 million. So it's like, okay, get rid of Brandon Bowden and give that money to Jacobs. That covers that. Cause we already got 10 million slotted for him for the tag. And honestly, I think it's not the salary at this point. I think it's the number of years. I think that's kind of where the real beef is.
Yes.
But a lot of people are telling me that they don't want to give them a certain amount of money. And I'm like, what are we really talking about? Because we're getting 30 million off the books next year.
Right. Well, the caveat, see, you just kind of hit to something, but it's still not enough. And the people don't really understand how horrible the contracts that we're still paying
Yeah.
Exactly. And the people we're still paying from mismanagement. See, this is another thing that no one's going to really open up the books to look at, which is the horrible roster and money position that this new regime was put in. You have to do the research for yourself.
Yeah.
And it's not easy to do. I have a buddy that eats, sleeps, drinks football, period. He's a Patriots fan, go figure, right? Which made it a lot easier for him to really show me what was going on. And I have screenshots of everything. And I mean, we have been paying people till this day that haven't been on the team for years. And this comes from Gruden and Mayock.
Exactly.
And this is why we can't just give up extra $2 million here. $2 million is the difference between having a great linebacker, to be honest. And these are the things we don't comprehend.
But people like Brandon Parker is still on the team.
Bro, I have no justification for that, dude. This is where I really disagree with this regime. I'm like, he should have been gone. He should have been gone before they got there. They should have called him before they even took the job, saying, you're gone, right? You know you up out of this.
Like, but they doubled down and signed him again this year.
I don't know what's going on with Parker. Maybe he's got film with somebody's. I don't know what's going on, but because I'm not going to lie to you, of all linemen that I've ever paid attention to in the NFL for all of my life, he is by far the worst one. I don't have a problem. I mean, it's no disrespect. This is purely talking from what I've seen on the field. I'm not trying to disrespect this man personally.
Yeah,
but Jesus Christ, dude, you were by far the worst freaking lineman I've ever seen in my life.
He's bad. Between him and Leatherwood, man. But back to Jacobs, though, man. It's I don't know, man. Because again, just who said it? Anthony. I mean, I keep hearing the running backs are a dime a dozen. Now, let me ask you that: are they now? You being a running back, and you understand the skill set from a running back. I have to disagree so many times on that. A running back is not a plug and play unless you got an offensive line like Emmett had back in the day. It is not a plug and play.
I agree, but the reality and the problem is of this new age football that we're dealing with is the shelf life. That's I think, again, I'm gonna give our fans a little more credit. The 50 on the side that are saying, you know what, let this dude walk, understands that even if we do keep him, you probably got a year or two max of him having this kind of production. It's just too.
Why can Nick Chubb do it and not Jacobs?
Because Nick Chubb had Hunt. Nick Chubb had some other things that worked well for him. They had a defense. They play in a way lesser division, right? There's a lot of other caveats to his situation that made it better for him. We just don't have that when it comes to what we're dealing with and what Jacobs is dealing with. I mean, if you think that Jacobs can have the same production as he just had for the next 3 years, what he did last year, in my opinion, you're a fool. Like, name a running back in the last decade that's led the league in 3 years straight. You're not going to find it, and that's because it's almost impossible.
He doesn't have to.
I agree, which is why you don't pay him that money, because Zeke is a reason. Zeke is the number one quintessential reason why you don't pay him. I hate to say it. I hate to use him as that example.
It goes all the way back to Todd Gurley.
Zeke was paid all that bread, and Zeke fell off. And I can assure you, Zeke didn't fall off because he wasn't in the gym. He didn't really want it. It's because it's not easy anymore. The NFL is just not the same. It's not in the shelf life of a running back to do that kind of damage year in and year out.
But he doesn't have to.
For that. Nobody's built for that.
Yeah, he don't have to. The thing is, it's all about impact. And it's all about what the defensive coordinators have to deal with. Now, if I'm a defensive coordinator, if Zeus is in the backfield, I'm not bringing an extra safety up in the box. I'm bracketing Devontae all day. I'm not bringing the safety up. But if JJ's there, if JJ's in the game, I'm walking the safety up. Now I'm still going to flow coverage over to Devontae, but it's the impact. So if they have to bring other guys in the box, that sets up like think about all our big plays last year off of play action or even flea flicker. How the heck can a flea flicker work if you don't have a dominant running back? They see JJ with the ball, they're like, oh shit, let's go attack. He throws it back to Carr. Where's my man at? Devontae's wide open. It's because the impact of JJ. If they're giving the ball to Amir, man, they're not coming down that hard. I mean, that's just me, man. I don't know, man. It's just
you're absolutely right. And hey, Amir Abdullah had his moments last year. Isn't he still on the roster?
Yeah, and I'm not mad at him because he's a third down back. He's a third down back. I'm not mad at him.
And he can run in between the tackles, and he can give you some more.
Leo, you're silly, Leo.
You know, he can give you some more touches. And that's the thing. See, the reality is we are building, in my opinion, to be able to run the ball no matter who's back there. That's what I see.
If we get that line, then let's do it.
Well, we have the tight ends now. I think, you know,
and we gotta have the defense. You gotta have the defense.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Because again, I know I'm kind of going off on a tangent here, but I think that we've realized that, you know what I mean? Look, no one's going to get Mahomes in the next decade. It's just not going to happen. I know everybody's high on this Caleb Williams kid and whoever else will be the next dude, the next draft. But you don't just get a Mahomes. And the reality is sometimes you have to think outside the box and think about how you can beat somebody of that caliber. And the way you beat him is by keeping his behind on the sideline. And the only way you do
you know what does that? You know what does that? Having a premier running back.
Well, or having a running back by committee.
But if none of them
have shown you can get 2 to 3 running backs,
they had the GOAT. They had the GOAT. Let's see if they keep that though. Let's see if they keep that same setup, and if it works.
No, I agree. I don't see any other way beating this kid. The kid scored in 10 seconds.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
20 or 30. So if you think you're gonna build something and get some great quarterback that's gonna outscore Mahomes, good luck.
Yeah, that's not happening. That's not.
Good luck.
That's
good luck.
Happening.
Yeah, I don't see that as being a strong strategy to try to beat this kid. What I see is exactly what we're doing, which is building out a great running game
with one of the best running backs.
Not by one person.
What Zeke? I mean, Zeus can step up.
Hey, not only see, and this is where I'm a running back, right? I don't know if y'all know about Sincere McCormick. All I'm gonna tell you is go look at Sincere McCormick's background. I know he rushed for like 900 yards his freshman year, 1,400 his sophomore and junior year, and came out and declared. Yes, he had a knee injury. That can be a problem. But all I'm saying is White and McCormick alone very well could possibly handle what's necessary to take care of losing JJ. That's
Johnny,
all I'm saying.
Johnny, what's your thoughts, man? Shout out, Terrence. I love your take, man. I love your take. Johnny, what do you think, man?
I think guys like Britton Brown, Austin Walter, and
another one,
McCormick. If you threw them in there, and they had to be the committee with Zamir White, I think that's a dangerous committee because I watched Austin Walter play personally. I think he should be playing a lot.
We all thought that. Man. I remember in his preseason game.
Britton Brown is huge. Yeah. It's fun watching him. And then Britton Brown is like built like Latavius Murray. And he's just like out of nowhere, you have another Latavius Murray, dude. And I hear great things about McCormick. They just go out there and handle it. He'll run it hard. And then Zamir White, I wish he could be like Jacobs. I saw him as like a baby Jacobs, but I guess he's even faster. But Jacobs showed out. That's what happened. Jacobs showed out, but it was just Jacobs. There's nobody else behind him. You give the ball to Amir and Bolden, it's not the same as giving it to those young guys because I think those guys deserve a shot.
I feel you, man. I feel you. I'm gonna let y'all talk. Miss Myra G, what you think? You just listen to the guys just bicker back and forth.
No,
I'm
I
here to Oakland.
mean, okay, I get it. Of course, you know me. For out of anybody wants Jacobs to get his bag. Filipino American, yay. You know, in the
He is
NFL.
Filipino.
I mean, I get what he says about, he wants to pave the way for, these future running backs, but come on, NFL is a business. If they're going to set the tone and say, running backs up, in this year, in this day and age aren't, valued, then I say he gets out his feelings, just signs the tag and takes the 10 million. I mean, what's the alternative? I mean, he knows that he's got a shitty quarterback. I mean, a TBD quarterback.
Calm down.
Right?
Calm down.
Come on.
Calm down.
I mean, I'm on both sides of the fence.
I'm not a big Jimmy fan,
but Raiders can't control what the NFL does. If these players are agreeing to this franchise tag, then he knows what he's getting into. I mean, but don't get me wrong. He showed his ass like a fucking first round pick last year. He showed his ass, for a contract year. So yes, pay the man. But I mean, and I get it too, in the comments, what everybody's saying about he wants, years. Yeah, I get it. But I think at this point too, part of the problem is that the NFL should change it to where like rookies get 2 or 3 years. Because where would Josh Jacobs be present day and age if that were the case? Right? Because we got it for 5 years. But I mean, if I honestly don't think he's gonna dip. I don't.
I don't either.
They have till July 15th to get this taken care of.
I think 17th. Yeah.
And I think part of the factor too is that they're probably trying to see what they're going to do with Saquon, how much he's going to get. So, but yeah, at this point, sign the tag, stay with the team. I mean, I get what you guys are saying about running back by committee, and I mean, at this point, if Josh gets that guaranteed money in a pass-heavy, NFL league right now, but I mean, at the same time, too, I mean, I get what he's saying. They got to appreciate him for what he's done. I mean, all the shit his body has gone through. I mean, he was at Bama, right? Then he comes in the league, and then he plays and not only that too, he came back injured in games too for us. So he's like, my body got
But that's the thing. We're in our feelings when it comes to this whole pay the man. It's a business. You don't pay something that is potentially at the end.
Right, and if the NFL doesn't value a running back, clearly they value wide receivers, quarterback.
It's a running back. He's
right,
a running back.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think he at least got 3 strong years in him. I'm not even saying he's going to take it to 30, because that used to be the shelf life, 30 years. At 30, that used to be the shelf life. They used to always say at 30 for a running back's a wrap. We're talking about a dude that's 25.
But he's 25. He's 25 in age, but he's closer to 27 based on how he's been used.
But the thing
that matters. You just said it. He's
it does.
Hurt. Played hurt. That's not doing you any favors. See, that's my point. Like, playing hurt and battling and trying to get to these astronomical numbers and being the best in the league is not in your benefit for longevity. It's just not.
I don't think that's why he did it. I think that's just a dog mentality.
Of course that's not why he did it. That's his dog mentality
that you would think we would want. You would think we would want that in our running.
Right.
To me, Carr didn't have that. And I'm not going to bash Carr. I'm not going to sit here and bash Carr. But I'm just saying and I think Amari Cooper didn't have that. No. I want people on my team that are dogs. That's what I want, man.
Sometimes that dog is detrimental to your ability because it takes years off your shelf life. I'm just telling you, my man, you can be a dog and a dog like he just was for about 2 to 3 years max. After that, you are going to be broken. And nobody look at Zeke. That's all I'm trying to explain to you. They paid Zeke at the worst time in my position because Zeke had already gave them the most of what he was going to give them. And now you seeing what's happening. And all I'm saying is we don't need to be in the same situation with Jacobs. I love the kid. I love what he's done for us. I love what he can.
What's a good number for you for Zeke? What's a good number to pay him?
A good number for JJ? A good number for JJ is I could see 3 years, 35,000. I mean 35 million.
35 mil for 3 years. For 3 years.
35 mil for 3 years. You paying him more than 10, and it's less than the 12, right? It's right there. It's right there. And I think that's fair. I think it's fair. To try to give him a 4-year deal is a little weird to me. I not after what I've seen out of him. I'm just telling you, you're not going to get this many years out of a person at that position this day and age with what you got defensive linemen running 4.5s, 4.4 at 300 pounds.
How many strong years do you think?
You know what I mean?
That is crazy. No, that is crazy. How many strong years do you think Nick Chubb's got?
I think Nick Chubb is on the way out.
That's not what I asked.
How
many years?
I give him 3 more max. But and the reason I think I give him that is because
Nick Chubb is 27. Nick Chubb is 27.
Right. He had Hunt. He's in a division that
are dogs. Cincinnati's good. Steelers had a year off. The Ravens are always good.
Right, but what I'm trying to say is from a running back perspective, he hasn't been the dude that had to carry the load, meaning for them to win, and it didn't matter anyways because they weren't winning anything. The Browns have been the bottom of the barrel for a while. So he's kind of irrelevant. I mean, this is no different than Jacobs, to be honest. I'm a Raider, but at the same time, I'm very objective, and we've been at the bottom of the barrel for a long time, and I just slipped the playoffs, and that's the sad part. We've used his best years where it's irrelevant, unfortunately.
See, I disagree. I don't think he hit his best years because I feel like, and again, with you being a running back, that was his first year in that system. And know, it's all about continuity with an offensive line. Right. So you got guys that actually because last year we were switching linemen. It was musical chairs. So this year we literally got, I think probably about four of the 5 spots solidified.
Right.
And then Jacobs understands the system even more. I think last year, again, he may not have the yardage, but I think our passing game is going to be better. But I think he's going to be just as dominant. And I guarantee the daggone defensive coordinators are making them safeties come in the box.
I agree. No, I don't disagree with you. I think he has another fabulous year if he plays. I think he has a great year.
So since we always talk about the business side, so we're always saying it's a business. It's always a business.
Correct.
So, which I agree is a business. So therefore, would we get upset if JJ signs the tag and plays half the year? It's a business. I know I'm only here for 1 year. I don't want to get hurt. It's a business. I got to look out for my long-term future.
He won't be
mad at him.
You can't play that way and then expect to do well in the long run. No one would pick him up knowing that he played half the year. No one's going to pay him what he wants.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, but if he does it, how like a Michael Thomas says, I rolled my ankle. I'm out for 8 games. Now, for real, I mean, we really got to think about this. I mean, I know it sounds crazy.
Well, what I think is that our running backs that we currently have on roster will more than happily pick up the slack. And
I hope y'all right, man. I hope Sincere McCormick is a beast.
Right.
To me, he's just like a George Atkinson III, which was cool and he's a preseason hype dude. But Johnny, what do you think, man? Cause me and Terrence can go all night.
Yeah,
man. I want to make
sure. Please jump in.
If you want to go away from the business side, which is what we're doing, look at the gameplay style in the offenses now. It's different because look, you want to be able to throw the ball all over the place, but what do you do when you run? You're just handing it off with the shotgun. It's like, oh, I'm throwing, throw it in this, like it's like you're playing a crapshoot game with the running back. It's like, okay, I don't really need you. I just need you to get me 5 yards out of the shotgun because my offense is just throwing it all over the place. You see that with like Philly and even the Chiefs. You don't care about the Chiefs' run game. They were the teams in the Super Bowl. So yeah, but that's a good point. Saying, okay, what if he doesn't last the whole season? And I think then that was a great decision. It proved that you should have not paid all that money. I don't know why he's not gonna play the whole season. Maybe he got injured, but it doesn't matter if the other guys get the job done. But
Well,
I've seen people here
my
in the
thing
chats,
is,
2 years, like 3 years, 2 years guaranteed. That's a good idea. And then shout out Raider Kush. What's up, man? And
Kush,
yeah,
what's happening, boy?
I mean, it's just like,
Subscribe to him.
I think it's more so I just need someone in my system that can run the ball. I don't need you to take over a game for me because my system is going to take over the game for me.
That's wild. That's wild. Shout out to Leo, man. I feel what Leo's talking about. I think if we had a better QB or a franchise quarterback, we wouldn't be fired up about Jacobs. That's how I feel. Now, what you guys are saying, if we had a Mahomes or we had a Josh Allen, then sure, let's go ahead and put Sincere McCormick back there. Or Britton Brown, I mean, whatever. Put me back there. Oh, who cares, man? Since anybody can do it. But my thing is, when you got Jimmy G, who depends on play action, I'm sorry, I'm not worried about Sincere McCormick might get the ball. I'm not coming up fast for that. Pause. I'm still watching Devontae. That's just me, man. I don't know. But
we got. Hey, I'm just going to tell you this, Chris. Our running back room is crazy. Just telling you.
They better be.
I know. You know. I'm just telling you. Our running back room is crazy right now.
Let's ruffle some more feathers. Let's ruffle. Some more
it's crazy. Yeah,
let's ruffle some more feathers. All right.
Good.
Let's.
Here you go.
I'm ready. I'm on one today, man. I'm on this Grand Leander. Shout out to you, Jackson. So I'm on one today. We about to talk. Raider Nation. How good of an owner was Al Davis really?
Ooh.
Like really? Like emotions out of it. We know that he's Mr. Raider, but how good of an owner was he really? As many years as he was an owner, how many years would you say were good for him? And before we play that, or before we even go there, I just want to play something that just kind of cracked me up. This is Al Davis when he fired Lane Kiffin, and he's talking about Jamarcus Russell.
His staff and bring in his father. He said, well, I can't win with this guy. I can't win with this team. And we had the problem with Jamarcus. And someday, I don't think it's important now because I love the guy.
This is what
he had
Kiffin was saying
Jamarcus
about
all
Jamarcus.
wrong. He had him all wrong in his thinking about him. And Jamarcus has proved a lot of you wrong, a lot of people wrong. He was going to be the overweight guy. He was going to be the uninterested guy. And he was never that way. He was always, we had a player here who played
really,
in
Al? Really?
Alabama high school, the same high school as Jamarcus, and was telling me about Jamarcus when Jamarcus was 12 years old. We had a player here who was a great player at Tennessee when they won the national championship, T. Martin, a quarterback, and he played at the same high school as Jamarcus, so I knew Jamarcus wasn't that kind of kid. But he said, we can't win. We got to get a rookie quarterback win. We can't win with this. And so I said to him, what do you mean you can't win? And he said, well, we can't win. And I said, then do the honorable thing. If you don't think you can win, resign. If you don't think you can win, resign. I don't know what you're talking about. So.
Talk your talk, Al. Talk your talk. Talk your talk. But man, now I know we gotta love him, man. But this man literally is telling Lane Kiffin, you're wrong about Jamarcus. You thought he was gonna be an overweight, lazy guy. You're wrong about him. Jesus Christ, man. Sis Myra, what's your thoughts on that, man?
Sorry
about Al as a whole. Because again, I love Al, as the person he is, but let's really dig into.
I think when you ask the different generations of Raider Nation what you think about Al, right? My pops would say, "Oh, he's the shit. Look what he did for the NFL."
Yeah,
I mean, Al is a savage. Al's a G. Al was Oakland, but
absolutely.
the way he did us at the end, and again, this is coming from a Oakland true Raider fan. I mean, when he hired Gruden, the first version of Gruden, we were all like, "Who the fuck is this?" Right? Who's this youngster that he hired? And then what happened?
Yeah.
But then what happened a couple years later when he lets Gruden go to Tampa? That's when I was like, "Yeah, fuck Al." I mean, you
Wow.
know, Al did a lot for Oakland. Al did a lot for the NFL. I mean, we can't, you know, we can't just dismiss that. But I guess the way he went about it is what rubs everybody the wrong way. But at the same time, because of his unorthodox ways,
Shout out to OJ Raider. Shout out to OJ Raider. He talking some talk in the daggone chat. I'm sorry, OJ Raider, talk your talk.
He killing
He's killing
the
Chris
game.
Warren, man.
He's killing
Remember
the
how
game.
excited y'all was about Chris Warren? I'm sorry. Go ahead, sis. I'm sorry. Man, OJ talking his talk. I'm sorry.
Salute
Man.
to OJ. I agree.
Go ahead.
I mean, everyone questioned Al's decisions, right? I mean, like Jamarcus. I mean, there was a lot, and it's just so unfortunate that at the end, when he was senile and still making decisions, he shouldn't have been, and everybody knows that. But what he did, you know, for Oakland, and you know, just for the NFL, like I said, for the NFL, you know, you got to give him his roses for that. But as an owner, everybody knows. I mean, Al is Al. What did he leave, you know, the legacy for Mark to fuck up like he had? Well, remember who you're asking, right? Yeah, the way that Mark took it over and like fucked it up. Yeah, it's disrespect to Al. But at the end of the day, we know Al would have been for the move to Vegas. So
yeah, no, that's a fact. Hey, Kush, you right, man. Anyone who didn't see my Hugh Jackson interview, my man Al will have that secretary call you with the quickness and then hang up on you, man. Shout out to Al, man. I don't want this to come off wrong because I love my Raiders. I love Al, but Al was a savage, man.
Straight savage.
What do you think, Johnny?
I mean, if you can keep everything entertaining and still win 3 Super Bowls, because you either have like 3 or 7 at the end, and you know they had to screw him personally out of like 3 tough rule games. They fumble in Denver after the 76 season, immaculate reception. Like they did it all to slow him down just because of the way he was. And it got bad in the end, but everybody wanted Jamarcus, right? This is the sure pick. This is the quarterback, 60 yards from his knees. Blah, blah, blah. It's like the most guaranteed pick. Every expert, especially the experts that would hate on us ever since we started sucking, they'd be like, "Yeah, you got to get that quarterback, surefire, can't miss," you know. But I think he did a lot of good things. He did get old, but he still tried. He tried to make those crazy decisions. It didn't work out, but it's not his fault. Like Warren Sapp, Randy Moss, those are big time names. He went out to get them. He wanted to win.
No, I agree. That's one thing I did like about him. He wasn't scared to push that button and go get who he wanted. He was great at that. He was great at that, man. But it's just like, and he did so much just for like minorities, with the whole Art Shell thing and Amy Trask, and you can go on for days about his impact, which was amazing.
He hired John Madden hella young.
Oh yeah, and honestly, he thought he found something in Lane Kiffin. He was young. I mean, he gives people opportunities.
Art Shell, first African American.
Yeah, right. So no, you got to give him respect for that. But it's like, okay, we all love Al, we love what he did, but then when did things start getting a little suspect? I mean, I know some people start saying the Marcus Allen thing, but I mean, I know we were talking, Terrence. You was kind of not feeling him before then.
Yes, 100%.
That's half his career.
Look, exactly. And what I can tell y'all is, look, man, when Al passed, it hit me like a ton of bricks. You know, I thought I couldn't wait for that moment, right? Etc. We're gonna be this great team, blah, blah, blah. But what it did is forced me to reflect. And that's when you realize you don't know what you're really truly missing until it's gone. Like Leo said it best. The game just passed Al by, as it's going to all of us. It's gonna pass all of us by, including myself, right?
It already has. It already has. Because you think Sincere McCormick is going to be the next coming of Bo Jackson. It's already passed by with the old Jerry curl you had back in the day.
I deserve that too, Chris. No, I deserve it. Because it's actually true. The truth of the matter is, the fact of me saying that my most beloved position in the game of football of all time has passed may be saying that I'm not sufficient. And that's just a harsh reality. It passed Al by. He wasn't sufficient anymore. He was holding on to the things that actually worked in the past, which is why we had to suffer for 20 years. And there's no way around that. That's why we had to suffer.
20 years?
I'm telling you right now, anybody that gets in distress is going back to what worked for them. Period. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
If you in the fight, it don't matter if you in the fight at 50 or in the fight at 20. You going back to whether it was when you was 20 or 50, whatever worked for you. That's what you're going to go to. So if it was that right cross, the right cross coming. And that was Al Davis. It didn't matter that he was old and senile. The fastest dude in the league is usually what helped me, so I'm going to go get the fastest dude. That's what we dealt with.
That's what he did. And that's what he did. And I think that, but like, how much did that hurt us and set us back?
It hurt us to not have a Super Bowl in a relevant year. That's how it really, really brought us down. And you know, we were having a little discussion pre-show where, you know, here we are talking all this talk, right? And giving Mark the business. But let's keep it 100. What if Mark didn't want this to begin with? What if Mark had to have the epiphany after his dad died? Oh,
man,
snap.
You're spot on.
I never wanted none of this, but how can I not allow the Davis name to continue to move forward? I understand this isn't what I wanted. See, and that's the thing, man. A lot of parents project on their kids what they think is best for them, what they want, particularly in business, right? And, I'm going to build this huge business and, you know, we're going to be this conglomerate of a family, and now you got to run this. And you like, bro, I don't want none of this for my life. This is your thing. I wanted to be a botanist. Or, you know, you don't know what a child is thinking, and it's unfair to push on a child what the parents built or created and expect them to do just as good, if not better. And that's what we're looking at talking right now. We're expecting Al Davis's son to be just as good, if not better. And that in itself is insane. We all need to go drink ourselves into an oblivion for thinking that.
No, but you got to think about that. So it's like, did Al not have the foresight to say, okay, who's going to be next when I'm not here? Right. To me, like that's leadership, man.
No,
that's leadership. I mean, you got to put your ego away.
He didn't do that. He didn't do that. He didn't do that. No,
because honestly, I think you made a good point. I don't think Mark really wanted it, but like we said, he couldn't dare sell it.
How?
He couldn't dare sell it. So it's man, I got this. So, Johnny, what do you think, man?
And I just say, just win, baby.
Just win, baby.
Al Davis, man. I love that guy.
Nah, for sure, man.
Someone in the comments said when he'd get those random Super Bowl MVPs, I felt that one that's something he would do for sure. But yeah, going back to the old ways, it's like he's used to it. He's like, this is the way it's worked for me. I have to do this. I have to get the speed. But it's like, why not? Who cares? Why wouldn't you want speed? But I feel like everybody hated him because he just wanted to win his way, dude. So I think that's good.
Yeah.
It's just a good image for the Raiders. That's why we're different. That's why I made up a nation most hated, because it's like most hated. I mean, I don't want to steal the Raiders name. Say, oh, Oakland Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders. How can I say that? How can I represent Raider Nation with like one thing?
Yeah, we're definitely hating.
It's just like, yeah.
No,
I saw someone like saying, "Oh, we're the most least liked team." There's an actual survey of it, but at the same time, it's like we still got so many fans all over the world, and it's like we know our shit better than a lot of them. I mean, it's not really just knowledge. Anyone can look up some stats, but it's just passion, really. Passion to see your team make a big play.
Yeah, we love our squad. Yeah, we definitely love our squad. And honestly,
if you want to win, you got to do it with your team. It's just different though, because he got old, and that's the only reason why. He still tried to do what he wanted to do, the right things. He had the right principle in mind. It's not his fault some guys didn't work out.
That's true, but is that a cop out too, though? Because no, seriously, and again, I'm always about being devil's advocate.
Exactly,
but it's like, but you got to think in any business, like you just got to make it happen. At the end of the day, like you can't just give these cop outs because he got old. Okay, well, everyone gets old. Have a plan. Like I guarantee, as much as I don't like him, Jerry Jones, when he's done, he's gonna have a plan rolled out. It's gonna be a clean handoff.
Mm-hmm.
If you really care, I mean, Al cared about the Raiders. I'm not saying he didn't care, but it's like at some point the ego. I mean, again, talking to you, Jackson. Al Davis said, "You run the offense, I got the defense." Bro, what? What are we talking about? You're 70 years old. Why are you running the
defense? Right. Yeah, he thought he still had Tatum back there terrorizing the secondary.
Bro, it's so wild to me, man. It's so wild. And again, I don't want to come off as a hater because I love Al, but at some point, and the reason I say it because people are always like, man, I miss the old Raiders. So-and-so wouldn't have did this. And it's like, okay, I get it. We love Al, but let's not act like Al is squeaky clean, man. His closet is mad shaky.
It's the reason we haven't had one.
Yeah,
it's just facts. That's facts. As much as I just said I love them, it's why we don't have one in the last 20 years.
And I don't think it's a conspiracy.
Real quick, you remember when
people say that we get so many penalties and
every year?
Yes, because
we still do that to this day. They just hate us. What were you saying, Johnny?
About that too. It's just the nerve of the penalties too. It's like I understand if I broke the rules or I went false start. It's like no, that was not a holding. That's a PI on them. Where's it at? Stuff like that. But hey, I'll tell you one thing. Al Davis he gets his hands on whoever the hell he wanted. You got Jerry Rice. He took that from the Niners. We took like the Niners' pride possession and we took it to the Super Bowl. I think that was super sick. I think that was one of the sickest Al Davis things ever. Okay.
That's sick.
And then Mark,
I'll tell you who. Hey, I'll tell you who Al Davis would have signed. Who would sign? Josh Jacobs. If he gonna sign Dickerson's old ass and Rodney Craig's old ass, he gonna give JJ a contract, man. We gonna keep it. Man, it's Friday, man. We gonna keep it real tonight, y'all. We keeping it real tonight. Y'all got me on one today. I love this.
Yeah, I want him to get paid. I just don't think it's smart.
Nah, you're right.
I get it. I want him to get paid too. I just don't think it's smart as a business decision, as an owner, right? As a franchise, and where we are today in the NFL, it's just not smart.
No, I agree. So in closing, so on the other podcast, Nothing But Raiders, it was brought up. Shout out to my boy Spotlight. He asked a good question, man. So I want to bring it over here. So if in chat, make sure you guys let me know as well. So if you could bring back one Raider, any Raider on the offense to join this current team, and one Raider on defense to join this current team, who would they be from any era?
I can go
Patrick
quick.
Seymour.
Yeah,
on
go ahead.
defense.
Yeah,
With today's squad though, so it can't necessarily be your favorite player, or it could be,
Right.
but with today's current roster,
right. I would take Tatum. I would take Tatum, and I would terrorize that secondary. As far as wide receivers, thinking that they can just do what they do. I'm okay with giving him a couple of penalties a game. You know what I mean? And we'll pay those fines, et cetera, and what have you. But I want to bring some kind of fear back to the defensive side of the ball. And in my opinion, when it comes to Jack, I don't think there's anybody we name defensively that put the fear in anything more so than Jack Tatum. So I would bring Jack Tatum back from that perspective. And this
in today's game, though,
yes, absolutely, exactly. And that's my point. Like I say, I mean,
You're asking the running back, Chris.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. He's gonna be right. He's basically the new age Abram, where you're gonna have these.
Just like I said, the game passing T by, man.
It's passing me by. No, you're absolutely right. It's passing me by. And then this one is really gonna kill you because I know what I'm up against. But I would bring a Plunkett back.
Okay.
I bring back a quarterback that I know is not gonna make mistakes. He's gonna do the right thing with the ball. He's not going to try to win it himself, right? And he's going to have everybody else involved accordingly, because we're not beating a Patrick Mahomes by outscoring him. If you think you're going to go get a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes, good luck. I think, and that's where I think that, people are just missing it completely. Every year they think there's some new dude that's going to be the next coming. You get a Patrick Mahomes every once in like 30 years.
I feel that.
It's just not going to happen.
Johnny, what do you think, man?
Yeah, go ahead. I would much rather have somebody that's going to get
So you say Plunkett and Tatum. Who you got, Johnny?
Plunkett and Tatum.
To not make the game pass by too much, I think if you had like a D tackle with leadership quality like Seymour, especially with actual talent around him besides Nnamdi Asomugha, I'd take that. Like,
so you'll
we
take
actually
Seymour?
Get middle pressure and a freaking
to
leader,
help out
man.
Matt.
I'll take that. But if you want to go like older days, I'd take someone crazy enough like Lala Zato in the middle of the defense. I mean, I love
He get
long,
kicked out
but
so quick.
You already have a bunch of DNs.
He be out of it, man. He
came to mind. He came to mind for me too. I want somebody nasty. I want somebody that's getting kicked out the game. That's what I want.
Oh man, y'all wilding.
I want somebody that's going toe the rules of the game every play.
All right, sis, who you got?
Hey.
So if you're asking for with this present day roster,
hold on. Yeah, Johnny, wait, you didn't say offense, did you? My bad. Who's your offensive guy?
Yeah, I just say, just give me like the prime wide receiver the way Crabtree was in 2016. Put that with Adams and all the other guys as a number two. The way he was running it,
Lockett.
And stuff like that.
Not Lockett. I mean,
had a running back. Why you want to have a running back? McFadden wasn't that. He wasn't all that. I liked him, but we already have Jacobs, right? And the committee.
The committees.
Hey, Jacoby Myers
isn't it called commitment to excellence?
It's commitment, not committee to excellence.
Now we already got the new slogan. If we get rid of it.
Actually, before you go, sis, let's see who I see my boy MC Raider, Jamarcus Russell, man. Of course, he's the only one that's going. Shout out MC Raider, man. We got Kush, Uncle Cliff, and the Judge. Anthony, man, Rich Gannon. Honestly, that's who I picked, Rich Gannon. Honestly,
he's another game manager.
Yeah.
Anybody that's a game. See, and that's the thing. The key is game manager. I want somebody that's going to make the least mistakes that can control a game. And Gannon falls into that category. I'm all for that.
Leo says Tatum will get kicked out of this league after a few games.
Yes.
He ain't lying.
I agree.
Girl, Cheryl, I agree with the Plunkett. Bring a Plunkett back. We need a running back, so I'll bring back Bo for sure. Charles, you're right. That 7-step drop back, that ain't happening. That ain't happening when you got Miles Garrett coming around that quarter.
Way over.
You gotta get rid of that.
Yep.
That's Leo. Give me the 2016 DC before he got hurt. Okay. All right.
Hey, we'll talk.
You love you some Carr though. He
ain't lying though. Hey, Carr.
I ain't mad at it though. Carr did his thing, man. Carr did his thing.
Before that injury was that dude. He was that dude. That was the worst thing that happened, bro.
Queen V, Woodson, agree on Plunkett. Okay, so y'all like Plunkett like that? I mean, he was a beast, but in today's league, I don't know, man.
Manager, bro, he's a manager.
Oh, Matt Millen, that's a good one.
That is a good one. He was a monster.
Smush Parker. Lau, young man, you never seen. Oh no, Lau was a beast. Lau was a beast.
He's getting kicked out like
Lau was a beast. But all I'm saying, I just think Lau gonna get suspended. Shoot,
exactly.
The way they treated Burfict, they gonna kill.
Yeah. They're gonna
kill Lau. We got Bo Jackson, Marcus Allen. I like that. Henry Ruggs. Too bad we couldn't really see what he had, man.
While y'all talking, man, I'm letting y'all know this Jacoby Myers, and I think I said it at the beginning of this cast. I think we potentially could have the best offensive wide receiver core that's in the league. I said that.
No, we could.
And I'm telling you, it's going to be something to see. I mean, again, and that's why I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm putting too much emphasis on it, but that's why I don't think we need a person that can run the rock for 1,700 yards. I don't think we need it.
That Raiders fan, Gannon was no damn game manager. I agree. Gannon was he was a gunslinger.
He was a slinger.
Yeah, he was a slinger.
Great point. I agree.
Yeah, he wasn't. I mean, he could manage the game, but yeah, he slanged that thing.
You're right.
Yeah, he slayed it. Charles Woodson on defense for sure.
Yep.
Rich Gannon, monster. Bring back Creed with that Jerry Curl.
He was a Raider. He was a Raider.
He was.
He was a Raider.
Yep. Nobody said AB. Hell nah. FAB. With his messed up feet. All right, Seth. My bad. It's on you. Go ahead. Who you gonna say?
Well, if it's current roster, since we have Tay, I've been wanting a quarterback. So I would say Rich Gannon, but I'd say Stabler probably before Rich Gannon.
Stabler's another good
one. And on defense, hands down, my favorite player, Charles Woodson. We don't have a all-pro cornerback. We haven't had one for a minute. So
great selection.
That would help us.
Yeah, and that leadership, man. That leadership. Like honestly, that's why I would take Chuck over Tatum. But I don't know. I almost want somebody in the middle, kind of like what Johnny said, because that would imagine how nasty that would make Max Crosby. He would almost be he would be unstoppable. He would like have like 18 sacks a game.
There would be no second, third.
Yeah, because you would have to. Man, my man MC Raider on one. He said,
OJ Raider on one too.
Oh man, what did he say? Which is that Frost? Yeah, no, I love, man. The comments, man. You guys doing y'all thing, man. You guys are doing y'all's thing.
They're active in the comments today.
Oh yeah, they acting up. Make sure y'all hit the like button, man. And also, do y'all like this new time? Because usually I do 8 o'clock my time, 5 y'all's time. Is this better for everybody? Put one in the comments.
About the Midwest, for everybody. Nobody cares about the Midwest.
Oh, don't start with me.
West side.
Don't start with me, man. Don't start with me. I feel like in my heart I'm from the West Side, man. I like West Coast music. For real. I still wear Cortezes.
Right.
I might have a Dickie suit up there while you play.
It's a Raiders thing. It's a Raiders thing, man. There's no getting around that. Yeah. I'm an East Coast kid till the day I die, but I got that hint of West Coast that won't go away.
Yeah, for sure. So Gannon had weapons all over the place. He did.
He had a gang of weapons.
Hotstetler. Who we got? Porter too. Okay. Oh, Bill Romanowski. I heard that name in a minute.
Yeah, Romanowski was a monster. He was a monster.
Shit.
So Big Daddy only bringing back gold jackets. Huh?
Don't forget about Greg Beekert.
Yep.
Beekert was, he did his thing in the middle.
Monster.
Yeah, he did his thing. Rob Woodson, he was nice back there.
Yeah, Riders.
First time here, Raider fan. Thank you for joining us for the first time, man. I appreciate it, man.
You.
But I see a lot of ones in here, man. So everybody's good with this time. That's what I'm talking about. I love it. I love it. Cool. Well, shoot, guys. That's really all I had today, man. So I really appreciate you guys coming in, man. This was real fun, man. Real fun. Terrence, man, where can they find you? Shout out your YouTube channel, man.
You can find me at TheUltimateRaiderFan32. That goes for YouTube. That goes for Instagram. Probably Twitter as well, which I'll be honest, I don't use as much. But yeah, come check me out. Please like and subscribe. Like I say, I go to every Raider game, every home Raider game. I'm going about half of the away games this year. I usually have a GoPro strapped to my wrist. I got my phones. I try to bring this content, man. So yeah, be on the lookout. I won't lie, I've been a little shady on the on getting that content out these past few months, if you will.
Hey, we'll get back to it. Yeah, we'll get back to it.
So we gonna get it out
especially this season, man. Cause I'm gonna link up with you. We're gonna go to some games, man.
100%, absolutely.
We're gonna have some fun.
We'll see Protect the Shield and the Ultimate Raider Fan, and a lot of content this year.
Yeah,
at that stadium.
That's a fact. Sis, tell us about where everybody can find you and tell us all that good stuff.
IG and TikTok, you got it right there. My 510. Facebook, we got our crew page, our official tailgate group page, the crew, DAKREWW. We do a lot of road games. We do a lot of meet and greets, open bar parties. You know how we roll.
Whoa, say that again. Open bar.
Yacht parties, I'm gonna see you in Chicago, right, Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to Chicago. I know for political reasons you ain't going to Miami. I'm going to Miami. I don't care.
We did Miami already. We did a white yacht party in Miami. So
yep, man. I feel you.
But we'll see you in Chicago. We bring our own DJs from the Bay. Our shit's lit. So
it really is, man. Y'all went crazy in that New Orleans, man. And y'all it wasn't y'all, but someone kicked me and Big Daddy out, man. In fact, Big Daddy's in here. Big Daddy, remember when me and you was in that party we wasn't supposed to be in? We didn't have the wristband. We was trying to get the free drink. Big Daddy was in there kicking it.
Y'all were on the boring deck, right?
Yeah, we had to go upstairs and listen to the Titanic music play, man. We was mad. Y'all was in there kicking it, man. Mac Dre, y'all was getting it in.
Yeah, but follow the crew because we put together some really lit, party packages, road games. So yeah.
Sweet.
We're gonna have some fun this season.
Oh yeah, it's going down. It's going down. Johnny, what's up, man? Tell us about what all you got going on, man. Make sure you guys definitely go check him out. And whenever he drops some memes and stuff, post, share his stuff, man. He's a mad scientist when it comes to that stuff.
Yo, what's up? Just follow that right there. I'm just on Instagram, and then I have a website. You find a lot of cool stuff. And this season, we're going to have a bunch of things going on. Just waiting for the games. You're going to have a lot of content, all the touchdowns we're going to score, updates, all sorts of things like that, memes, new clothes dropping. And what's really exciting is bringing some stuff back to the Bay. We're going to have some watch parties at Ricky's Sports Lounge. It's opening up.
Oh, yeah. Talk about that. Talk about that. Yeah, talk about that Ricky's party, man.
For life, our Raider story. Shout out to them. Shout out Spicy Raider Girl.
Shout out Spicy
and Omar. We're all grouping up. We're just gonna try to throw these parties out there. We're working with Ricky's and Wits and Whiskeys got in on it, and we're just trying to make it fun for real Raider fans all over the world, especially the Bay Area. Give them a spot where they can go represent. It's like, what are we gonna do? We gotta go to Vegas, all this stuff. It's like you need a spot where you can be home again. You can be around that real energy, man. We're trying to bring back that real Coliseum Bay energy for all the Raider fans out there.
I love that, man. I love that. That's fire. That's fire. Yeah, shout out to Jose. Yeah, me and Jose got kicked out, man. Y'all, we wasn't bother nobody, man. We just wanted to get that free food, man, and that free liquor, man. We looked like we was out of place.
I got you now. Lifetime membership.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, man. Well, hey, as I always say, man, You know, players and coaches come and go, but we must always protect the shield. I love y'all. Y'all be safe. Thank y'all. We'll see y'all next Friday.